welcome our deputy mayors who are with us, our two council members who are with us, Councilmember Clark and Guidry. Charles West is our Director of Innovation Delivery Team, Mr. Henry Coaxum, Scott Morris, who's the President of the Home Builders Association, and various and assorted other great New Orleans citizens who help run the government and make it work, and citizens who help us make it work. Today, we are thrilled to announce the fruition of an idea that has been decades in the making in the city of New Orleans. For so many decades, the people of New Orleans have seen City Hall as a roadblock to economic progress. Walking in this building for many people was a maze. So we asked the people of New Orleans how they wanted the permitting process to work, and they answered, and we've delivered. So welcome to the City of New Orleans one-stop shop. Today, we are formally unveiling what we started 2.5 years ago during our transition process. And it is designed to streamline city services, to improve the coordination for all local events, and to give easier access to the citizens and to the businesses in New Orleans. That's going to ensure better overall customer service, which is one of our priorities, both at the executive and the legislative branch. We engaged all the stakeholders. We brought together department leaders and representatives from construction, tourism, local businesses, and other stakeholder organizations, and we will continue to engage in them because this is an ongoing process that has to move towards perfection and obviously is not there yet. So we have new tools in the City of New Orleans because we are open for business. We have co-located all city departments that license and permit. They will be effective, efficient, and they will be friendly. And they will be an important tool to continue to transform the city government in New Orleans. One Stop Online, now we're beta testing 24 types of building permits. You have the ability to apply, check status, and download documents online. NOLA.gov/permits. It's centralized, it has detailed information on every permit and license type. It is user-friendly. The idea for all of this is to create a national best practice to make it easy to do business in the city and with the city. Since 2010, we have been committed to improving customer service. We moved back, as you know, to a 5-day work week. We created and staffed a welcome and information desk in our main lobby. We revamped and redesigned the city website, which is NOLA.gov. We launched NOLA 311 for constituents to report and track the quality of life complaints and service requests, and now we are delivering on our promise to have a one-stop shop. As I've said, it will continue to be a work in progress. We will continue to improve it. We invite comments and communication from the public as well. And I want to thank everybody here for how hard they have worked, because this was not an easy task. When you're trying to reorganize the mousetrap of government that has been sclerotic for many, many, many years, it takes a lot of cooperation, a lot of work, and the willingness of people to find common ground. And so I want to thank all of the folks that are working within City Hall and outside of City Hall that made this a success. So I thank you all very much, and I'd like to call up Deputy Mayor Andy Copland for a couple of remarks, and then Charles West, Henry Coaxum, Scott Morris, and then I'd like to ask the two council members who are with us to give comments as well. Mr. Andy Copland.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good afternoon to everybody. This is an idea that has been championed by our council and our mayor. We invested funds in the budget to make sure that this work could happen. And so, you know, the first appreciation I want to extend is to the mayor and the council for giving us the resources to do this work. In addition to council funding for this initiative, we also got philanthropic contributions from the Bloomberg Foundation. And so part of the work led by Mr. Charles West and his team, Xavier Garnisha and others who are part of that, was funded privately through a competitive grant that the City of New Orleans sought and then successfully won. So I want to thank them as well. This project was originally led by Deputy Mayor Michelle Thomas, and she did a terrific job in bringing us to this point. I also want to compliment our one-stop lead, Ms. Jennifer Cecil, who has worked tirelessly. In addition, we've had a lot of leadership from our IT department, and the CIO Alan Square is here, I want to compliment him as well as the department heads who together upended, in many cases, their long-standing pieces of real estate, both on this side of Poydras Street in City Hall, as well as across the street, to co-locate. When people say, what was so difficult about doing this before? Well, we had to uproot folks, and we had to move people in this building, so the Civil Service Department was asked to move across the street, which they did, and other departments were asked to co-locate and share responsibilities. So to the City Planning Commission, the HDLC, Safety and Permits, and the VCC who chose, and those leaders who are here behind me, who moved here, and their employees who are now stationed here, to give the customers the best experience. We made a decision not about what was most convenient for city employees, but what was most convenient and beneficial for our customers. And that undergirds the importance of this work and the work that everybody together has done. So again, it's been a long time coming. We're focused on making sure that we continue to improve the processes and the experiences for our customers. We're going to get better every day, just as we have over the last 2.5 years, and we're excited about the potential for this one-stop to be transformative for businesses and individuals doing business with the City of New Orleans. So it's a proud day. I want to thank all the employees in the city who worked so hard to get us here overnight, on weekends, and for a long, long time to make this day a reality. Now I want to turn it over to Charles West from the Bloomberg team. Charles.
Good afternoon. The development of the city's one-stop shop is something that was born as far back as the Customer Service Task Force on the Mayor's transition team. From there, starting in 2011, we worked with over 125 representatives of neighborhood, civic, business, and of different professional organizations around the city, all to get their feedback and to hear from them how permitting and licensing was working for them. Also, in the beginning of 2012, we conducted a survey. Over 600 citizens were polled to see how their experiences of permitting and licensing have been. From all of that, we took that together and we really heard from people what they wanted. And they told us that they wanted 4 things. They wanted a single place to go to for all permits and licenses, and so we co-located the departments here. We have 112 people from Safety and Permits, HDLC, BCC, and CPC, all on the 7th floor of City Hall. And 11 of those people are dedicated. They're intake specialists that focus on nothing but making sure that when someone enters the one-stop, they can process over 5,000 permit and license applications a month. People said that they wanted better coordination between the departments. And so we installed a new enterprise software system that connects all 17 departments, that allows them to accept applications, review them, and approve them all electronically. People said that they wanted clear and accurate information. And so now on NOLA.gov/onestop, you can find information about every permanent license in the City of New Orleans, the documentation that you need to bring, the requirements for it, and the process. And lastly, people said they wanted to apply and pay online. And so also at NOLA.gov/onestop, you can apply and pay for building permits and for occupational licenses. And you can pay with a credit card, which is something that people also ask for. Over the past 18 months, over 400 city employees across these 17 departments and agencies have been working to make this a reality. And it won't stop here. We will continue to engage citizens, we'll continue to engage our frontline staff, all with the goal of continuously improving this and making the one-stop the best that it can be.
Thank you, Charles. Chairman of the New Orleans Business Alliance.
I'd like to thank the mayor and the council and the staff. This is an incredible move forward for New Orleans. As a business person, I'm excited, delighted, and finally enthused because I've had the process not work for me. I'm delighted we have a process that's transparent, that's automatic, and it will allow us to reinforce that New Orleans is open for business. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Scott.
As president of the Home Builders Association, Also, I'm a builder. I'm a custom builder in New Orleans, and this was a grand opportunity. I think the mayor, the staff, everyone, it brought us in here. We walked through every step of the way. There was no stone that went unturned. There was 10 years of modernization that needed to happen within this small, brief period. Today they heard our cry. They put it together. They developed security measures for contractors in this process. These security measures actually protect our licenses. They have, we can do online permitting now. We can check the status of our permits. We can check the status of our inspections. All of our information is sent to one location instead of having to bounce back and forth between departments as we used to do. Department communication is crystal clear now. I'm basically reiterating what these guys have already done, but we are really thankful that they brought us in and let us be a part of how to tailor this for builders. So it works, and as well as other departments, because it's not just contracting. There's many other permit departments that had to deal in this process. So we thank you guys. Thank you.
Well, it's all been said, except thank you, Mr. Mayor, not only to you and the administration for doing this, but thank you for taking the council's input and working with us on this, because we do like being a part of the process to make it a lot more, to expedite it and to do it on behalf of our constituents. I want to especially thank you personally, because I've waited for this since 1970 when I entered the business world and thought, two things: why don't we have one-stop shopping, and why don't we have a comprehensive zoning code, an updated one that makes sense? Well, since I was part of taking care of the comprehensive zoning code, I want to especially, and with this precious lady back here, your head of planning committee, but I want to especially thank you, because even that wouldn't work without the one-stop shoppers. They were meant to go together, and they were meant to be for a city that has done this much revival and will continue to do much more economic development. Thank you. Thank you.
Susan.
Good afternoon. Speaking as a district council person, you know, for the past 3 years, the complaints that we get from our constituents when we're trying to help businesses get up and running, when we're trying to help people get their buildings, their homes and businesses built and built back, has been so frustrating to always have this idea of the one-stop shop and not have it be a reality. So it's a very exciting day, I think, for all of us. And I'd like to thank the mayor, the rest of the council, and all of the staff people who, some of whom I hear actually took part in finishing out their offices. So they've really, really worked hard to make this a reality, and I think it's going to be great for the city, and I hope the council is also looped into all of this. Thank you.
Susan, thank you so much. Just a couple of closing comments, and we'll take some questions. We talk a lot about a way of governing, and this administration and this council have had to find a way to make government quicker, faster, more efficient, lean, and to do more with less. And so we always talk about cutting smart, reorganizing, and then investing. But on the reorganizing piece, you hear me talk a lot about redesigning the mousetrap of government. And that actually has now physically happened in the city of New Orleans. We have physically relocated offices that used to be distant from each other. They're now in the same place. And this is the one place where people can come if they want to know how to do business in the city of New Orleans. And as Jackie said, this has been an issue that's been around for a very long time. The council has been intimately involved. Unfortunately, they have to be, because when somebody can't get business done at City Hall, they go to their council member to advocate on their behalf. And so the council has helped design this, as well as a lot of other stakeholders. I am sure that it's not perfect. It needs to get better. And so we really are inviting people to come try it. If it doesn't work, let us know it doesn't work. It is our intent to give the best customer service that we possibly can, and to make sure that we help people get their permits and open businesses as quickly as possible. Finally, I would like to say this. So we didn't just do this with taxpayers' dollars. We always have, as we always do, went out and tried to get private, not-for-profit funding as well. And the Bloomberg Foundation has funded part of an innovation grant. And Charles is part of the innovation team. And so again, this is public sector, private sector, not-for-profit, the entire community. That is the element of success. When you see partnerships that are created between the private and the public sector, and you have everybody pulling in the same direction for common ground, you will find success. If you don't have that, you will not. And this is a great example of it. So today's the beginning. Again, I want to thank everybody in City Hall because everybody gave up turf, physical turf, right, and spatial turf. But we're here for the customers of our city, and we're really excited about it, and we want to see it get better. So thank you all very much, and we'll be happy.